and welcome to More Time in the Kitchen. I am just about to tuck into this humongous bowl of fresh mussels, and I've got those in a garlic and white wine broth. You can see it sloshing around at the bottom there. And to soak that all up, I've got a tiger baguette. And I'm going to share the recipe for these mussels with you right now. So if you would like to try these at home, I've also got a sort of tie-in video that I've uploaded last week, and that shows you how to store and prepare your mussels before you cook them. Right, let's get stuck in. Oh my god, these are so good. So I wanted to do another mukbang video for a good while now. Since I did the last one really, the chocolate teapot one. It was ages ago I did that now, it was back before Christmas. And I specifically wanted to do this recipe. I specifically wanted to eat mussels. Because, well, for a few reasons. One being that, like, everybody loves a seafood mukbang. Especially the, like the seafood boils. People go nuts over those. So I wanted to do something with seafood. And I had these, or a similar recipe, when I was in Verona with my boyfriend. So since I had them there, I wanted to have them again. And this is actually something that my mum made quite a lot when we were little, as kind of a treat. I'm struggling with this one a bit. No, never mind. So yeah, it's sort of it's kind of like nostalgic for me. But I also wanted to do a mukbang because there's quite a few things that I wanted to tell you guys that I wanted to let my audience know about, which, you know, I couldn't just rattle through them in a recipe video. So it's another reason why I wanted to do a mukbang. Oops, I nearly lost him. Come back. So first of all, I've hit 100 subscribers, yay! So I mentioned that in my Valentine's Day video. It was a couple of weeks ago that came out. But I didn't talk about it much in there. So I wanted to say again, massive thank you to everyone who has supported the channel, everyone who's watched, everyone who's liked, everyone who's commented. But I wanted to do some shout outs as well. Now, the people that I want to shout out, none of them are smaller channels than me. They're all bigger channels than me. They've all got more subscribers. But they're people who have supported... Oh god, another one in my eye. So yeah, there's a few channels that I wanted to just sort of say thanks to, rather than a traditional sort of shout out where you would be shouting out like smaller channels. So these are all people who have supported me and communicated with me a lot, just been nice. They've just been friends, you know. You know, they comment a lot, they like a lot, they interact a lot. It was a nice one, nice juicy one. So, I'll get my list out. Got a little list in my hands. So first on my list is 2 Girls, 1 Mukbang. So they recently gave me a shout out. So thanks again guys for that. Ooh, this muscle's a bit tough, there we go. So they're a lesbian couple and they do mukbangs. Obviously you could have told that by the name. And they share a lot of funny stories, particularly about their neighbours. Their neighbours, it's like something out of a comedy show. They all seem to be up to something. So they've got a lot of fun stories. Next is Mama D's World. Again, this is a couple, straight couple this time. And again, they make really awesome looking food. They do mukbangs. And they do quite a lot of seafood. And again, both those channels, they interact with their fans. They put so much effort into interacting with their fans. There's always a conversation going on in the comments. They seem like really nice people, really nice, genuine people. Now on to some recipe channels. So first recipe channel is Kitchen Queers. So yet again, another couple. So these are two gay guys. They do recipes. They do a lot of cocktail recipes. Which look amazing. They had a playlist of Christmas cocktails, which looked so good. And at the end of each video, so they kind of take turns doing recipes, and then I can't get this one open. So one of them will do a recipe, and then the other one will taste test it at the end. Which I think is quite cute, and it also, you know, gives you an idea of how it's going to taste. Something I realised about their videos is that whenever they're doing the ingredients, they never ever have any brands in it. So they've always taken all of the labels off of the jar or the tin or whatever, and then made their own labels, which stay what's in the ingredient, which must take a lot of effort. I think that must take a bit of time and effort. It's a bit of faffing, but it's appreciated. It's good. It's just an interesting thing that I noted about them. When I was watching, I thought, God, that must take a lot of time. Next recipe channel is Om Nom Nom Productions. So these guys are from Eastern Europe. Child screaming outside. And they do just short recipe videos. And they have instructions in Russian and English. Again, those guys have supported me from like the beginning pretty much. Always commenting, liking, etc. I keep almost getting sprayed in the face with the broth. Okay. My hands are going to smell of garlic by the end of this. It's worth it though. Okay, over the page, we've got Rockin Raffi's Home Cooking. So these recipe videos they're a little bit longer than Om Nom Nom Productions. And He's quite a funny guy. He puts in like little funny quips. Like there was one video where he did quiche, and he said that he calls it egg pie. Which I find really funny. He's not wrong. It's egg and pastry. It's an egg pie, isn't it? Okay, and last but not least, amazing kitchen. So this guy's Asian, so he does quite a few Asian recipes, some American recipes as well. He had an interesting series that he started doing where he went into different restaurants and would cook a recipe in the restaurant, and then you'd see him in the restaurant eating the food, commenting on the taste in the restaurant itself, telling you a bit of background about the restaurant. So apologies if I've forgotten anyone who's been supporting me for a long time and also has their own channel. There was one channel which I was going to shout out that did have less subscribers than me, but when I last checked they seem to have gotten rid of all their videos, so yeah. It would be nice if they came back to it, but you know, YouTube's not for everyone. It is it's really time consuming and it is a challenge, so. Some people will try it for a while and then realise it's not for them, or that they don't have the time, etc. But I had hoped they'd keep going. Anyway, all of the links to those guys' channels will be down below if you want to check them out. So the other big thing that I wanted to let you guys know about is I'll give you a bit of dramatic tension there. So the exciting thing I want to share with you is I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be moving house, or moving flat. Right. I've cleared enough mussels to make room for the broth. So let's dip this in now. I should have cut this smaller. Look at the size of this thing. Oh well. It'll get smaller as I eat it. That broth is so tasty. Really punchy, the garlic and the wine. Very French. Although you do seem to get this recipe over a lot of Europe. I've seen it in Scotland. Like I said, my mum makes it. And we get it in other places in Europe as well. Like in Verona. They're meant to be quite popular in Brussels as well. Get good mussels in Brussels. So yeah, I'm moving because I've got a new job. So I find a lot of the time that people don't talk about their sort of real jobs on YouTube. I suppose it's kind of for your own security. Like if you work somewhere quite specific, then you don't know if some crazy person's gonna come and track you down. Could happen. But I think my job's general enough that no one's going to be able to pin down my location. So I'm a hospital pharmacist, like a general hospital pharmacist at the moment. And I've wanted to do mental health for basically since I knew that it was a speciality that pharmacists could do. Or that pharmacists general, like, specialised. No, that one don't look very good. But I wanted to get like a general background first. Before I specialised. Because a lot of people, like, they're not only going to be on one type of drug, they'll be on like lots of different things. Most of the time. Most people. Unless you're lucky enough to only have one condition. I say lucky enough, like you're going to be lucky to have any condition at all. You're lucky if you got no health problems for the whole of your life. Very lucky. I feel like I'm butchering these. They're very much stuck to their shells. There we go. That one looks a little better. So yeah, I'm finally going to be going into the speciality that I want to do. So I'm very excited. But I only found out a couple of days ago. Oops. I only found out a couple of days ago. So on the last day of January, 31st of January, what my start date was. And the start date's the 4th of March. So I have 1 month to do everything pretty much. To get my life together, to get a new apartment, new flat, or house, whatever I go into. Just gonna get somewhere to rent. Yeah. I knew it was going to be like that though, because I knew they wanted me to start as soon as possible. But their HR department, oh my god. Oh, it was a nightmare. I know that pretty much all HR departments are the same. I almost feel like it's part of some sort of stress management test. You know, from your new employers. Rather than them, you know, just actually processing your stuff normally. So they would be emailing me to tell me I needed to do whatever, and I'd do it, and then like a week or two down the line, I'd get an email saying, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. And I'm like, well, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. Okay, I've not done that. And this kept going like the whole way through the process. And right at the end, the last thing that I had to send off, I had actually sent about a month previous. And I was like, are you sure you don't have that? But yeah, they denied that they had it, so I had to send it again. Just a bit of a joke. But I'm all processed now, so I can start work on the 4th of March. It's over. I've passed the stress management test. I think I handled it very well. I was very polite like the whole way through, even though I felt like if they'd been in front of me I would have punched them. So because I'm going to be moving, there might be a couple of weeks where I don't upload. So I wanted to explain that somewhere. So no one's left wondering. Depending on how long I'm without internet. The thought of that like terrifies me now. I've been so long with the internet. Ugh. It's a terrifying thought, not having internet connection. Like, what will I do if I'm not watching YouTube? Or Netflix or whatever. Or scrolling through Facebook or Instagram. Read a book? What's that? Never heard of them. Another thing. Ooh. This one's nice and juicy. Oh no, it's dripping on the floor. Oops. It's alright, I'll get it later. So another thing is that that one's kind of closed as well, is that I am going to be changing up my channel a little bit. I want to do more mukbang videos, like a lot more. So I want to be kind of like a mukbang and recipe video channel. Because I really enjoy like the taste tests and mukbangs, and well, I've only done one proper mukbang before this. But I really enjoy watching mukbangs. I love the community. I think people are more kind of, I would say chatty. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily more friendly. Or maybe they are. I don't want to say anything negative about like recipe channels, that's the only thing. But mukbang channels, the people who run them tend to be a bit more, a bit more chatty. They talk a lot more because, you know, that's kind of the idea of mukbangs, or the kind of mukbangs I watch. I know some people watch silent mukbangs. You know, it's kind of like having a meal with someone, so you do get to know them, and it's, you know, like a friend. So that conversation can continue in the comments. Whereas with recipe videos, sometimes the only thing you can say is, like, that's a nice recipe, or looks tasty, or something like that, depending on, you know, what the person's doing. So I get why people maybe aren't so, like, chatty on recipe videos. But I like having a bit of chat in the comments. You know, I like to get to know my audience, and get to know other people that do YouTube. Just like a little friendship circle. It's just nice. I feel like that's a bit easier to do with mukbangs. Plus, it's making the actual videos a bit less faffy. You know, you don't have to move the camera around, it's static. You don't have to lay out all the ingredients and stuff. Like, recipe videos are more faffy. It's not to say that there's not skill involved with mukbangs, because there is. You've got to be entertaining, and you've got to make the look appealing, make the food look appealing. Etc. That one was flavorful. So I think I'll find it a bit more fun to do mukbangs. So I think what I'll do is have, depending on how long the recipe is, I'll either do a cookbang like this, or I'll do a recipe in one video and then a mukbang in, like, the next video. It also means that I can film 2 things in one day. Which will be very handy because with this new job I'm going to have to go on a course, and they said that you're supposed to do something like 5 hours of study a week, and I don't know if I'm going to get that in work time. I mean, I won't get a full 5 hours, but what I mean is I don't know if I'm going to get any of that time in work. So I'm going to have less free time. I'm going to have less time to do YouTube for the next couple of years. Because my professional life comes first. I'm dribbling. But obviously I want to keep YouTube going. I've managed to keep it going for almost a year. So I'm not going to give up now, is what I'm saying. And I find it fun. I find it a challenge. and it's something to give me something else to do other than work. And I do feel like I've made friends through it. So I want to keep up those contacts. You know. But there might be times in the year, if like deadlines are approaching, that I have to maybe do a little less. But the course itself, it doesn't sound too challenging. I don't think there's any exams. I'm telling you, I had a hell of a time getting these. Yeah, and sealed as well. Yeah, I'd gone to a little local fishmonger to get the live mussels. And it's been snowing here, so even going out, I wouldn't have generally bothered to go out in the car in this weather if it hadn't been for the video. And I've been there before, but I've gone a different way because I'd been somewhere else before then. And on Google Maps it looked like a straight line. It looked like I just had to keep going straight. But it wasn't. And I missed a turn off. Nearly ended up in the next village. So, so there was that. And then I got to the fishmonger. And they didn't have any mussels. But luckily there was a supermarket nearby, so I got them from the supermarket. But when I walked in, there was this guy. There was just the lady who ran the fishmongers and this guy. And the guy had bought whatever he was buying, looked like a bit of fish. And she was saying to him as I was walking in, "I think you should go home." And he said, "What do you think I should do?" And then she said, "I think you should go home. I think you're a bit inebriated." And I was like, oh, here we go. Bearing in mind this was between 11 and 12 a.m. So he doesn't leave. It was a bit weird. And then gonna call her fishmonger lady, the salesperson, turns to me and asked what I'd like, asked if she had any mussels. No. So she gives me a business card and she says, if another day I want to come and get them like later in the day. She said that they tend to sell out early, so if I wanted to come later, to phone them and say, "Can you keep some for me?" But at that, the guy, who is still standing there, says, "How about some black mussels?" And he goes, like, he's black, by the way. I'm sure you'd have gathered that. It would have been a bit weird if he hadn't been black. But then goes like that to show off his complete lack of mussels. So that was awkward. I don't really know what to say. So I just ignored him. It's the sort of thing you kind of, as a woman, you unfortunately kind of grow to expect it on a night out. But not at 11, 12 in a fishmonger. So I just ignored him. And he turned to the woman and he said, "Oh, why does she not want my mussels?" or something like that. No, he said, "I don't think she wants my mussels." And the woman says, I don't think she does, love. Very awkward. Anyway, I hurried on out and he stayed in there. I hope the woman was alright. I don't think he wasn't aggressive or anything. It's just awkward to have someone drunk. And she was alone. So yeah, hope she was alright. Hope he didn't stay in there much longer. It's kind of a dodgy area of town, but there's quite a lot of good shops. And there's not that many fishmongers around, so that's where I went. It kind of made me wonder, like, if he was just going to stay in there and make fish-related or seafood-related come-ons. That's not the right word, is it? Pick-up lines. Let's hope nobody asked for cockles. Right, well, I think I'm done. That's all the broth gone. Let's clean my fingers. Ooh, I'm stuffed. Well, thanks very much for watching. As always, please let me know if you would like me to do more mukbangs in the future. And if you like this video, give us a like, give us a comment, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more videos like this in the future. But for now, cheery bye. These are mussel went down the wrong way.